Hi there, I'm Anna Rosa Parker, and you're here because you want to establish your personal brand, right? I'm here to help you do that. And I just want to ask you to be a little bit patient because it's going to take time. And as you know, brand is not built in a day. And this is not about social media. This is about the groundwork, the behind the scene work, the inventory that you do before you show up. Okay, so in order for you to establish your brand vocally and visually, I want you to do this deep dive, this inventory of who you are. I want to understand who you are before you show up. And the reason I started this and created this framework is because there's too much sameness in the world. And I just wanted myself to also be able to help others. And I saw the mistakes that I had made when I was in the arts. And now I'm in marketing and I work with people. I've given this lecture that the talk that I'm gonna give you today is similar to what I give at universities like NYU. And I'm just trying to pack it all in. And let me tell you briefly about this technique. It's called EVOKE Your Identity. So we're gonna bring your identity into your consciousness. We're gonna help you get to know yourself a little bit better. Because when people ask you, who are you? Tell me about yourself. What do you say? Often, at least, people they tell me, where they're born, where they went to school, what they do, but that's not what we're talking about. When I ask you who you are, I want to understand who you are, what your personality is, what your strengths are, where you've been, what kind of story and humor do you have, yeah? So all this, we're gonna tie it all together into a narrative that is your personal brand, yeah? And this technique, Evoke Your Identity, let's think about the word evoke, which bring it into the consciousness. It's also an acronym, and I have broken it down into 5 elements, which I believe that is the makeup of who you are, your brand, your being, your business, yeah? And it stands for earth, values, objectives, knowledge, and essence. And we're gonna go through this today. 5 categories, and I'm going to ask you 5 questions in each category. And once I ask the question, just pause, write the answer, and so on. And you can do this in one day, you can do it in a few sittings, you can break it down yourself. And that's what I started to do, but I didn't want you to be looking for all the different parts. So we're just going to do one session all together. Yeah? So this roadmap to your identity has, like I said, these 5 elements. And the first one is earth. And I'm going to start to ask you questions. First, I just kind of want you to go to that place of thinking like, how and why did you come to this earth? What is your superpower? What was your childhood like? Just kind of get into that gear as you're like playing a character or, And now I'm going to ask you the specific questions. I'd love if you write it down, just catalog it by hand in a notebook, piece of paper, just put it all together and, just really value your own answers because they're so important. They are telling you, giving you a better idea of who you are. And everybody's insecure and people are very insecure they're afraid of being themselves, allowing themselves to like full on just burst out their own kind of protective way of being. So we're gonna break all the rules and the barriers today. Well, actually not breaking the rules, but break down the barriers. Okay, so are you ready for the questions? Yes? Okay. Question number 1 in the earth category is, where in the world were you born? And how do you feel about your birthplace? Pause. Question number 2, what do you know about the day you were born? And what I mean by that is What was the climate like politically, weather, you know, who was the president in the country you were born in? Like really, what do you know about what was happening? What kind of music was popular? So you write down what you want. Pause. Question number 3, what was the family dynamic of the family you grew up in? Whether it's a big family, a small family, single mom, foster parents, grandparents, just tell us, tell yourself. And question number 4, describe the style of your childhood home and the clothes you wore. So just think about the pictures of your baby pictures. It doesn't only have to be a baby, like into your childhood as a child, yeah? When you are forming your personality. Question number 5, what kind of personality and superpower were you born with? Yeah, so now you can go into, just think about your personality today, what you know of, and if you have, you know, access to living parents and family, ask them all these questions. And also a hint about your superpower. The superpower you were born with is probably something you are naturally good at today. Whether it's telling jokes, organizing closets, you know, whatever it is. To write that down. Okay, we are now done with category of the earth, and we're moving straight into values. This is very important because your values help you form your thoughts. They kind of steer the way you show up and how you work and how you are with people. But we have to bring them out. We have to pull them out and you know, lead with them or be aware of them at all times. And I'm going to ask you now about your values. And I want to ask question number 1, think about your core values, what they are with your friends, with your family, and at work or school. Yeah? What are your core values? And the reason I pull out like with your families, friends, school, because you might lead with different values at your workplace versus in your home. Yeah? Question number 2, do you come alive or get upset when someone has different values? Question number 3, are you transparent about your values or do you hide them? Yeah? Question number 4, who is your idol, aka like goals? You know, it could be a pop star, politician, writer, whoever it is, what are their goals? Because if they lead with them, you probably know. Is it social justice? Is it empathy? You know, what do you know about the human being that you really look up to, and what are their values? Okay? You're pausing along the way, I know. And the last question in values is, what do your values currently say about you? And how would you like to be perceived? Right? If it's about something, you know, it can be really anything. Is it humor? Is it social justice? Like when I asked you in the first question what they are, I'm suggesting that you put down 3, 5, 6 different values. Yeah, and they change also. Don't get too serious. Just write it down for now. And I'm gonna stop talking. And we're gonna move into the next category, which is O for objectives. This is fun. Okay, let's pause on the values, put it aside. We love them, they drive us, they lead us, but now we can have a little bit more fun about our goals and dreams. Let's dive into that a little bit. You know, what your dream world looks like. What do you really, really want? And sometimes people think they want something that they actually don't want. So think about that. And I'm gonna dive right into questions. Question number 1, what's your dream situation? And is it different from your set of goals? Dream situation, it could be anything. Are you a rock star on stage? And is it different from where you are now? It can also be about your home, the city you live in. What is your dream situation you want to be in? And is it different from your set of goals? Is it tricky? It's a little tricky. So think about your dream situation. Just put yourself in that dream. And is it different from your goals? Because goals are sometimes more realistic, if you will. So let's see how compatible your goals and dreams are. Yeah. Question number 2. What are your current goals and how important are they? Might be a little bit similar to the first question, but it is different. What are your current goals and how important are they? See, I'm diving a little bit into, I'm trying to figure out what you really, really want. Number 3, do you align your daily actions and thoughts with your goals? This question is so important and it's life-changing when we adjust that one. If we are aligning our daily actions with our goals, once we figure out what is our goals, and I want you only to have about 3 right now, 3 goals in this category. Or 1, no more than 3, yeah? Because it can't, it can be learning a language, but it might not be a priority right now. Maybe you're thinking about your career. Okay, that was question number 3. Do you align your daily actions and thoughts with your goals? Right? Question number 4, what is your common obstacle when pursuing your goals? Hint, often it's ourselves. We often get in our way, especially artists and creatives and business people too, but we get in the way of ourselves. Is it that or is it something else? Living situation? What's in the way? Scarcity? All right. Question number 5. Why do you want what you want? And what happens if you don't achieve it? Yeah? Why do you want what you want? If you want to be an actor, why do you want to be an actor? And what happens if you don't achieve that? Okay, we are just moving along. We're going into K for knowledge. We're going to dive into your education, training, observation, awareness, curiosity, just all the stuff technical education, and then also what comes to you naturally. So I'm going to ask you, first question, what did you study or do you want to study if you're still, in school and educating yourself? What do you want to study or did you study and why? Pause. Question number 2, what knowledge are you currently most proud of? This can be really anything. Maybe you know a lot about cooking and chefs, but it's nothing to do with what you are doing with your brand and your life, like as a life goal. But just put it there. What are you most proud of? Question number 3, what topic comes to you naturally? As in, it's really fun and easy. Also, hint here, this is often connected, goes hand in hand with your superpower that we spoke about earlier. What comes to you naturally? This can be also anything. It can be like, I always know how to connect the TV from my parents, whatever it is. Question number 4, what can you watch on YouTube? Oh, we are on YouTube. Listen to a podcast or read about for hours. So what is it that you can just dive in and read about it and learn about it for just, days and weeks? For example, when I was still in the theater pursuing acting, I loved reading about marketing. I didn't know at the time why, but now we know. So what is it? You can just dive in. And this can be like crime podcast, whatever it is. What do you love to watch and listen to? And not watch on TV, more like YouTube and podcasts and readings and something you just love to learn more about. Question number 5, what do you want to share with the world? Yeah, what do you want the world to know about you? What do you want to share? What do you want to give? As in, like, what do you want to stand for in a way? Yeah? Okay, last category, we're almost there. E is for essence. Essence as in style and taste. This is the visual. This is so much fun too. This is about your taste and execution. Think about that. So this is one you can also go off on your own a little bit, after today, after you go through this, just go and dive into your favorite period. Is it Paris in the 50s, New York in the 80s? I don't know, what is it? Think about going to a museum and watching old films or new films, or dive into the metaverse. It's really fun, but I want you to do that after you've done all the inventory. And without any more of this, question number 1, how would you describe your current style and taste? Is it sporty, punk, romantic? Question number 2, what's the design, look, and feel of your favorite film, aesthetically, as in visually? 3, who are your style icons and why? And if it's only one, that's okay. Why is that your style icon? Why are they so fabulous? Question number 4, what would your avatar look like if you had unlimited resources and creative control and you're about to create your avatar? What does your avatar look like? Just go wild here, go all the way. Last question, how would you show up, or how do you show up on social media? What's your message and style? Think about that, write that down, and then there can be a follow-up later, like how do you want to change that? But we're not going to talk about that today. Today, I just wanted you to get through all these 5 categories, 5 questions each. You now have 15 answers. Okay, there's a little bonus part here. I'm going to ask you to pull out one answer from each category, put it into a paragraph. Just line it up and then do the added and bring in supportive words. Make this paragraph, and it's going to start completely different than however you've written your bio before. And this is going to be the seed of your personal brand. Yeah, we're going to do that later. We're going to do more of that editing later, but I want you to have it all in this one video. Come back to it, pause and write and do one category at a time. Go out and get inspired, come back, do digging. Think about this. And whatever questions are a little bit sticky, like a bit sticky and difficult, just take them for a walk. Think about it, go to yoga class, do whatever you want, and just like pull this out of you. Yeah? Thank you so much for watching. If you are into this and you want to see more, just please let me know, because I'm new here on YouTube and I'm just here to serve you. I want you to be the most powerful, unique you. I'm really passionate about it, and I can't wait to hear from you. All right? Ciao for now.